Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning for Mega's Welcome to Mega webinar presentation. This morning it is Tuesday, October 14th, 8:30 a.m. My name is Mark Levine. I'm with the New York State Association of Counties, and we are hosting this morning's webinar. I have with me here in the NYSAC studios Barbara Blanchard, who's the Customer Relations Manager for Mega. And we also have from Saratoga Gordon Boyd from Energy Next, which is Mega's energy consultant. So for today's webinar, if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please type it in. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will find an area where you can type and send a message to Barbara and I here and at NYSAC. And then we will open up all lines at the end of the presentation for an interactive Q&A. Without further ado, I would like to introduce Barbara Blanchard.
Thank you, Mark. I want to thank everyone who's taken their time this morning to learn about the MEGA program for energy procurement. One of the things that we'll be mentioning throughout the program is referencing our website, which is brand new, just redone in the last 6 weeks, and all of the information that we present today will be found also on that website. It is megaenergy, all one word, .org, and there's more about that and the contact list at the end of the program. Learning about buying electricity and natural gas, too, is probably not the most fun thing that you're going to do today, but we're going to try to make it fairly painless, at least painless enough so that you go away with enough information to make smart decisions about your energy purchases. So we want you to put the power of MEGA to work for you. And why would we want to do that? Because there's no cost to participate. You pay only for the power you use. You have complete compliance with all the New York State bidding requirements for municipalities and school districts. You have access to our professional energy consultants. Gordon Boyd was introduced earlier. You'll have a chance to hear some words about bidding from Gordon a little bit later. And you have access to him and his firm for energy consultation at no cost. You have options for variable or fixed pricing, which is something that you can't get from remaining with your investor-owned utility like National Grid or NYSEG. And you can get access to power from renewable sources. We'll have a little bit about that a little bit later on. We have a very easy sign-up process, and you can save staff time and money in your local budget. Now, all of those benefits were recognized, and in 2008, the New York State Association of Counties endorsed MEGA for energy procurement for their members and affiliates. So who are we? MEGA is an aggregator of electricity and natural gas. Now, what does that mean? Our sole purpose is to save you money for your utility bills and to bring stability to your budgeting process. What we do is to combine the power load of all of our participants, and we bid that out to private energy service companies, ESCOs. You'll hear that term later on, too. Prices are then sought from the open market, and these prices are going to be lower than you as individual customers could achieve if you went out and tried to purchase electricity or natural gas on your own. Once we complete that bidding process, we identify the lowest responsible bidder, and we sign a master contract with that bidder, which lays down the rules of the road, what we expect from them and what we expect them to do for our customers, and what they in turn expect from MEGA. At that point, the bid price is offered to you as a component of variable or fixed price option, and then At that point, next. We're trying to get to next. There, okay. Then what? Then what? We go to next. Okay, at that point, you decide whether or not you wish to enter into a contract with the ESCO that won the mega bid. Now, the ESCO that we select through our bidding process is going to provide you with the energy commodity, that is, the actual electricity or the natural gas, and they're going to bill you for that directly. And most of you, I believe, are in the New York State Electric and Gas Service area. There's a few, I think, are in National Grid. But in either instance, you're going to be receiving your offers for service for electricity from Integris Energy Services, big company, national company. We've been doing business with them for a number of years. They're always good in our bidding process. And for natural gas, it will be from Direct Energy, which some of you might recognize as Hess. Hess Corporation was acquired by Direct a year or so ago. So your natural gas offers, if you have gas service and wish to have an offer, is going to come from Direct. Your local utility, NYSEG or National Grid, is going to still be responsible for transmission, and they're going to deliver the power to you, maintain the lines. When you have a storm, they're going to be the ones that take care of you. So how do you get started? Very simple. You complete the participation form. And this participation form will be found online at www.megaenergy.org. And it's very, very easy. You just put your name, contact person, whoever's going to be the person responsible in your organization for receiving the offers, and the regular contact information, email, phone, and so forth. And then there's a spot where you enter in your utility information, your account numbers. And if you just have one or two, you'll enter them right in on the form. If you have a lot of account numbers, you will be probably sending them in via an Excel spreadsheet. We can accept it in a variety of ways. Even if you just want to send us a copy in the mail, that information is all on the participation form, which you'll find on the website. So you submit that to Mega, and then you become part of the system, and your account information will be going through, and in about, say 2 to 3 weeks, you'll begin to receive your offers for electricity from Integris and for natural gas from Direct Energy. Just quickly, so you'll know something about the organization you'll be dealing with if you choose to become part of the Mega Group. Mega Group grew out of a local government program beginning with a 2-county pilot program in 1997. Tompkins and Tioga County down the southern tier, your neighbor counties actually, decided that they needed to learn more about deregulated electricity. So they got this little pilot program approved through the Public Service Commission, tried it out. The business model of aggregation seemed to work. It was attractive to participants. And if we cut to the present, Mega now represents 34 county governments, 11 cities, and hundreds of towns, villages, school districts, and other municipal entities. We also have some private businesses and other organizations that you run across in your daily life, your churches, your synagogues, your libraries. We have a lot of organizations like that that participate in our group. And all of these are listed on the website under the tab that will tell you who's participating. We're now bidding over 500 million kilowatt hours per year of electricity and 10 million therms of natural gas. That's what we mean about being an attractive market, and that's why these ESCOs, like Integris and Direct, have very sharp pencils when they are bidding on our aggregation. We're a not-for-profit local development corporation. We're governed by a board of directors that's elected yearly from our corporate membership. And so that should give you an idea of the type of organization that we are. So how are we different? How is MEGA different from the other options that you have for purchasing electricity? Because we're a not-for-profit that has roots in local government, we're committed to serving you, municipalities and school districts. We don't have any competing interests. Now, what are we not? We're not a private broker. We are only working for you, and we're doing it with total transparency, which will become apparent when Gordon talks about how we actually do our bids. We're not a cooperative buying group, and the advantage of that is that we're not put together with other people, and we chose to have that as part of our protocols, specifically so that if any one member had any kind of difficulties with credit or bill paying, anything like that, that others would not be involved. And we're not an energy service company. We are an aggregator, and our approach is very simple and direct. We put the power load of our participants together to get more clout in the marketplace, and that's where that 500 million kilowatt hours of electricity each year comes into play. So just a quick run through on how the MEGA process works. First of all, our bids follow all requirements of general municipal law and any other legal aspects that are particular to school districts. We've tried to touch all of those bases and had it checked and double checked. There will be more details about that in just a few minutes. We're working to command the best prices, and we try to help you sort through all of the confusion in the deregulated energy market. This is not easy stuff. There's a lot of twists and turns, and there's a lot of people and organizations that are participating in the energy market now that are perhaps not exactly what you might want to get involved with. So you want to be confident that you are working with somebody that can help you sort through all that. Our suppliers compete very aggressively to win our bids, and that results in reduced energy costs for you. And we're presently serving more than 250 municipal entities, and I mentioned the county government. And we think that this kind of participant load really demonstrates the satisfaction with our purchasing approach. Through the growing market influence of MEGA, we've been able to save our participants over $12.5 million since we began in 1999 following our pilot program. Now, the map that follows in the next slide shows our service area. And you'll see that down on the Long Island area that we have no participation down there. That is controlled by the Long Island Power Authority. And these other white spots in the map, there's a reason for each one of those. Some have municipal power organizations. Some we're in discussions with as we speak this morning. Now, I'm going to stop for a few minutes and turn the program over to Gordon Boyd. And Gordon's going to explain how we do our electric bids, how we do our natural gas bids, and talk a little bit about some of the support we've gotten from both these groups in other parts of the state. Gordon, it's all yours. Gordon?
Barbara. Oh, I am unmuted, yes. Sorry. As Barbara said, we've been very successful in expanding the program from the beginning of 2 counties back in the late 90s up to 34 counties and 250 municipal entities. We have several dozen school districts, including some in your general part of the state. Let me, before I go any further, let me just give you a couple of ideas about what it is that we bid. If you went to your stockbroker and said, I want to buy Verizon stock on January the 3rd, no matter what the price is, they would probably advise you against doing that because you don't know really where the price is going to be. Some procurements for electricity or natural gas more or less operate that way, where the customer is expected to sign up for whatever the fixed price bid is at that time. In the MEGA program, we procure pricing for the supplier's fixed adder for electricity. And the adder is the supplier's charge for transmission capacity, which they have to buy, losses, which they have to pay for, ancillary services, which the New York Independent System Operator also makes the suppliers pay for, and the commissions, including the MEGA administrative fee. For electricity, the MEGA administrative fee is specified in our bid. It is 1/10 of a cent per kilowatt hour. And if you make note of that, any other programs you're working with would give you a benchmark for comparison. It's pretty low. The adder is then included in any variable or fixed price offer that goes out to customers or prospective customers in the MEGA program. The adder might be a couple of 3/10 of a cent per kilowatt hour. It's a small amount, but we know that the market for electricity goes up and down and sideways, and it's really up to the individual customer to decide if they want to be on fixed price or variable pricing, but whichever one of those options they choose at the time, the adder is included, and that's the element that MEGA bids out. The other feature of the adder that ought to be noted is that you pay an adder when you're with the utility anyway. It's called the merchant function charge. And NYSEG charges it, National Grid charges it, all of the utilities charge it, and that is their cost, or at least their charge for price for going out and getting the electricity commodity for you on the market and all the customer service aspects of that, and they mark up their rate accordingly. When you go to an ESCO, such as through the MEGA program, merchant function charge disappears from your utility bill. So our goal is to make the fixed adder price that we are able to offer our customers less than the utility merchant function charge, and that way we know that even if the customer goes on variable pricing like the utility was offering, they're still going to be ahead of the game. Next slide, please. Next slide. There we go. Thank you. A similar paradigm exists for our natural gas program. Instead of calling it the fixed adder, though, the term of art in natural gas is the fixed basis. And this is the supplier's charges for pipeline services, transmission capacity, again, commissions and taxes. These are all charges that the supplier incurs in the course of getting the commodity natural gas up to your meter. And again, there's a MEGA administrative fee that is included in that. In our natural gas programs, again, as with electric, the fee is specified in our bid. It is 8 cents per decatherm. Again, it's a very low fee compared with other programs, or certainly compared with any private brokers that are out there. The basis price is then included whether you are looking at a variable price or a fixed price. Some of our gas customers are able to look at partial hedges, so they might have some of their load fixed and some varied. The HES, now Direct Energy program, also offers a price certainty program where there's a ceiling on the prices, so you might be variable as long as the price stays low, but if the market starts going up, it would be capped at an upper limit. So all of those types of hedging and pricing options are available, but no matter which one you choose, the supplier's fixed basis, including all of these costs there on that slide, are included. And again, if you were still with the utility has to charge for all of those kinds of things, and our goal is to get our fixed basis lower than the utility's markup. Next slide, please. This is a letter. You may not be able to read all the words, but it's a testimonial letter endorsing the MEGA program from Jerry Callahan, who for many years was the Assistant Superintendent for Administration in the Ulster BOCES program. We've been working with that BOCES for several years, helping all of the districts in that community to stabilize and manage their energy costs. Jerry was kind enough to give us a ringing endorsement. He says, "It is without hesitation that I recommend MEGA to any BOCES, school district, or municipality that is looking to benefit from large-scale regional bidding for electric and natural gas supply." He's now retired, but I know his sentiments haven't changed. Next slide, please. Is this still me, Barbara?
No, that's just over to me, Gordon.
Back to you.
All
Okay,
right.
back to Barbara.
All right, nice job. Okay, we're beginning to wind down now, and we want to begin to summarize some things. And what I'd like to talk about here for a few minutes is I've been doing this job for about 15 years now, in one capacity or the other. And people always say, well, why should we participate in MEGA? You know, summarize it for me. Tell me quickly, why should I participate in MEGA? And I've boiled it down to three things. You can save money without incurring membership costs. You don't have to pay to belong to the MEGA group. You don't have to take out a membership in MEGA. You don't have the cost of consultants, and you don't have the cost of designating staff time to work on these energy purchasing issues, which can be hugely time-consuming. And so that's one real saving there, those things. No membership costs, no cost of consultants, and no staff time to speak of involved. There's never any cost to participate in MEGA. You can be assured that you're adhering to all the public bidding requirements. I was a public official for a number of years on the county legislator, and I know how important it is to adhere to those municipal bidding requirements, and I know that you have to do the same thing. We absolutely do that for you. And finally, you've got access to the services of our consultants, Energy Next, to troubleshoot issues and to provide answers to questions about the energy market in general. And that's a big advantage. It's not totally unlimited, but it certainly is nice to have access to people that really know the technical end of this business and to be able to get them on the phone when you call. Now, before we conclude, I want to just mention briefly, because this subject, renewable energy programs, really would need its own webinar to explain it in detail to you. But we just introduced a renewable energy program this last year that where the generation sources are solar and small hydroelectric generating projects. It was made possible through some state legislation that you may have heard referred to as remote net metering. These new utility rules allow you to provide long-term savings, get some stability, some resiliency against any failures in the grid, and also to reach sustainability goals that your districts may have enacted. We've got almost 24 projects like that in process across the state, and if it's a topic that interests you, then please make a note on our contact information and contact one of us and ask for information about the renewable energy program. Now, finally, to just summarize what we've said today, you can achieve if you decide to participate in the MEGA program. You're going to get some valuable cost savings if you go with variable pricing. You're going to get some budget stabilization if you choose fixed price options. And there's ways to kind of mix and match those with some of the programs that Gordon described. You're going to have the option of either fixed or variable pricing, and you're going to be able to decide. It's going to be up to you which price approach you want to utilize. You're going to be in full compliance with New York State bidding laws, and you're going to have this access to expert advice on energy commodity issues. Finally, you're going to only pay for the energy you use. You're not going to pay us any kind of administrative fee. You're not going to pay any services fee to us for anything at all. Your contract is going to be with Integris for electricity or Direct Energy for natural gas, and you'll be just paying the bill that they send you for the energy that you use. Now that concludes our formal program, and we can take some questions now. And Mark, let's put up the slide that has the contact information while we're taking questions. Okay? And again, thanks to all of you for participating today. So chime in, ask us things.
This is Mark Levine again from the Association of Counties. I'm unmuting everybody's phone, so if you have a question, please, for a question for Barbara or a question for Gordon, you can chime in now, or you can raise the hand and I will call on you.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Can you explain how, as an aggregator with the Mega is, how you know that Integris is going to be the awarded provider?
Yeah, I'll start that, and then Gordon can elaborate on it a little bit. When we do our bid, we do it periodically. The last time we went out in your service area was maybe 18 months, 2 years ago. We're actually going to be rebidding in the NYSEG, National Grid, and one other territory pretty soon, within the next couple of months. And of course, we don't know who's going to be the successful bidder when we do that bid. What we do know is that at this point in time, and until that bid is out on the street and received and decisions are made about the lowest responsible bidder, that Integris and Direct are the current ESCOs that you would be dealing with. That may stay the same. They may be successful again. On the other hand, they may not. Gordon, do you want to add anything to that? Guess not.
One of the
There you go, Gordon.
Sorry, when we do the bid with, we use a participating county to organize the piggybacking element of the bid, where a county government can, by resolution, authorize all municipal entities in the state, including school districts, to participate in the terms of the bid. That results in a program agreement with the successful bidder that usually starts out at 3 years with the option of adding on a couple of years if they are doing a good job. So during that term, the prices for the fixed adder or the fixed basis do not change. And so the supplier has the Mega endorsement essentially for the entire term of that program. We're now within the last about 2 years of the Integris program currently. So if someone signed up today, they would get an offer from Integris, but we are organizing a new procurement so that we have at least a 1-year overlap between any new program and the expiration of the existing Integris program.
Did that answer your question?
Have you ever awarded to anyone other than Integris?
Yes, we have the electric program in Central Hudson Territory was the Hess Corporation, now Direct, was the low bidder on that. Some time back, NYSEG Solutions won the bid in Orange and Rockland Territory. Direct Energy or Hess has been the gas supplier throughout the state, with one exception. Up in St. Lawrence Gas Territory, we use Sprague. And so we are fairly eclectic with the suppliers that we, that we find through the bidding process. We're not locked into any one, but certainly, some suppliers are more aggressive than others. And as anyone in the business knows these days, there's been a lot of consolidation in the industry. So one of the unfortunate aspects of that is there are fewer suppliers that are really offering good deals.
Oh, and I would just add that in the Orange and Rockland area, we have a small gas energy service company,
oh, yeah,
MSR, that was just successful in our bid down there several months ago.
Other questions from the attendees?
Do you ever have vendors or suppliers who don't have to bid or join MEGA? Are they allowed to bid anyway?
All suppliers in the state are allowed to bid. I mean, we advertise our bids on the statewide, BidNet service. We get inquiries from usually so it goes out to dozens and dozens of suppliers. We usually get inquiries from 8 or 10, and we get bids from 4 or 5.
So if they are successful with bidding with you, then they're required to pay the adder.
If they are the low bidder, their pricing must include the adder. So the suppliers are paying for the cost of the MEGA program, not the customers. And whether it's included in the price of energy, I think is arguable, because the suppliers would have a certain cost of sales that they would incur as they went around and tried to find customers one at a time. So we're saving the suppliers some shoe leather and marketing expense by putting an aggregation together, and that savings is being passed on to our customers, in our view.
And let me add something about going back to the issue of transparency. We specify and start bidding up that payment. You see, we don't ever want to be in a position where anybody can accuse us of being for sale. Our price is very minimal compared to what most brokers and other programs charge, and we put it right out there so that you know that that's what it is, and it's not going to be any more, and it's not going to be any less.
Other questions from attendees?
Do we see the bid results? Because I'm still hung up that Integris has been the long-standing winner of numerous bids and such. Do we see the bid results that show where Integris is the local?
Yes, I'd be happy to share. We have a Dropbox file that has all of the documentation behind the bid, including the printout of the comparative table, that shows where all the different suppliers' bids were for the current program. That's all a public record.
So if you would like to see that those bid documents, you can email Gordon at energynext.com. His contact information is here on the slide. Any other questions? Okay, I would like to thank you all on behalf of MEGA and the Association of Counties for joining us this morning for information about the Municipal Electric and Gas Alliance. Please feel free to contact any of the panelists who are here on the slide: Barbara Blanchard, Ron Feldstein, the President and CEO, who has joined us today as an attendee, Doug Barton, or Gordon Boyd. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this program will also be posted on our website.
Oh, great. Thanks.
Okay. Have a good day, everyone.